Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is episode 302 of the world famous The University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call it online marketing moves, and we are coming to you live today. Ladies and gentlemen, today is episode 303. I knew I was off. It's episode 303. Of the world famous The University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But you and I, we just call it the online marketing move. See, I did it twice for you. So nice, I did it twice. All right. But anyway, we are coming to you live today. What are your plans this weekend? What are your plans? What do you have? What are you gonna be doing? I'm asking you, what are you gonna be doing? What do you think? What's up? As my brother would like to say, what's up? What's on your mind? What you thinking about? But anyway, me myself, just more work. If you ever think to yourself, which I know you might not. If you ever think to yourself, I wonder what my boy Tony Rizano is doing this weekend. Well, for the next 8 weeks, just think your boy Tony Rizano is going to be broadcasted, and then he's going to be cleaning. That's about it. Cleaning up, straightening up, moving things, throwing things out. That's it. Same thing I've been doing for the prior 8 weeks, moving stuff, cleaning stuff, getting rid of stuff, fixing stuff, same old until the baby comes. Then I'll be changing diapers or something, but other than that, that's it for me. So, what's up for last weekend, me and my wife, we went somewhere, but for the most part, same old. So, you go out and have enough fun for the both of us, shall you? Will you? I hope so. I would appreciate it if you do. Yesterday I was looking, I saw this because me, myself, I like candles. And I know this is very random, but you and I, we can discuss this kind of stuff because we're family, If you listen to this podcast, whether you like it or not, we're family, all right? So, listen, family. So I like candles, and every time I come, and the reason I bring this up because whenever I come into my office, it always smells like, vanilla or donut or cinnamon, something like that, because I have these two candles. Well, I have one, a cinnamon sugar donut candle. It smells pretty good. And then I have another one, donut shop. Now, the donut shop one, it doesn't burn very well. I have we're about to go into a whole thing. I have my candle wick trimmer, and I trimmed the wick, but it still didn't burn evenly like the other ones do. But I was looking yesterday because normally I used to go to Yankee Candle, but I've been venturing out and buying different candles from different places. So yesterday I saw this place, and they had a very unique kind of candle, and they had one that was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I don't know about you, but I used to be a big fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the cereal back in the day. General Mills brand, and it's probably it was my favorite cereal, when I was eating cereal. Now I try to eat more oatmeal, but every now and then I go buy a box just for old time's sake. So me and my mother, we used to love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. She used to get that big bowl, and I would get my big bowl, and we would go at it, But anyway, so I saw that they had like a candle and it said Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta buy that." So I'm gonna be buying that in the next month or so, and of course, after I burn my other ones, I'm gonna use it. But I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, I have a couple candles. I have I'll give you a tour real quick. I have my candles in here that smell pretty good, and then I have 2 LED lights my wife bought, and they are bright. Let me tell you something. I don't even need to turn on the light anymore because these LED lights are quite bright. But it's nice because as an older fella, I need to be able to see as much as possible. So we got plenty of light in here. I have a light. I have 2 lights that are bright, and then I have these 2 LED lights. And then I have a little light that says with the letter T on it that my wife bought, and that's pretty bright as well. So you know, nobody could ever sneak up on me in this office. So that's that. And that's pretty much the tool. And then we have the camera. We got to set that up because we got to get that going. We got the camera. Then I have another desk. I don't know what I'm gonna quite use that desk for. Maybe when I start getting all these interviews that people they're gonna want to talk to me about, how did you get started creating content and all that kind of jazz. They'll probably want to interview me, so I might use that for an interview desk. We'll find out. We'll figure that out in the future. And of course, we got the library back there. We got 100 and something books, and that's about it. So that's the tour. I felt the need to share. Sharing is caring. You know what I mean? So, but what we're going to talk about today is I was thinking about this last night, and it's so simple sometimes, but yet, we, life, like we make a big, like, I'll speak for us. I'll on this subject, I'll speak for us. Sometimes we make things too complicated. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I mean all of us. It's like I give you an example. When I was 12, I was 13. Okay, I I don't know how to swim. I'll be upfront. I don't know how to swim. And when I was 12, because I grew up along the Mississippi River, and my parents and everybody in the town I grew up in, they said the same thing. Do not get your ass in the Mississippi River or you will drown and die. Okay. Because the Mississippi River has these, what they call currents. And so you could be out there, even the strongest swimmer, would get sucked up under the current in the Mississippi River. So, and nobody I knew had a pool. So most of us never learned how to swim. So I remember I was 13 or 14. And I went to this program in the summertime where it was like a camp basically. And I went, and they had a pool. It was like a college campus, and they had a pool. And I thought, cool. And so we all went, and I had my shorts on and everything, had my t-shirt on because I didn't know it. And I went to the pool, and I slipped. And then I went upside down. And so me not knowing how to swim and me never being in the pool, what did I do? Of course, I panicked, and I started freaking out, and I started wailing my arms around, flailing them, throwing them all in there. I'm like, like I was going to drown, And one of my friends, he pulled me up. He said, "Hey, man, it's only 4 feet of water." I'm like, "Do what?" And he's like, "You went to drown in the shallow end of the pool?" And I was like, and at the time I didn't find it funny. I'm like, I could have died. I could have died. I could have died. And he's like, "You're not gonna die. It's 4 feet of water." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "You're taller than the water." And then I realized I am taller than the water, And at the time I was still like 5. I was still a little. I was like 5'4", whatever. And I'm like, oh. And then years later, I think about it, and now I laugh because it is kind of funny. I'm like, I was about to drown in 4 feet of water. Jesus. And it goes to show you that sometimes we overcomplicate things. Now, if I would have just stopped, took my arm, got on the edge, because I was right by the edge of the pool. If I'd have just grabbed my arm, got right by the edge of the pool, I could have just easily got out of that situation myself. But instead, I panicked. I started freaking out, and I made it out to be a bigger deal than what it was. And a lot of times in life, we all do that. And it's not your fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's just the way things are sometimes. So if you stop for a second and you think, hey, man, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And if you stop, really stop and think and focus and start doing the one thing that you want to do, then you will get better at it. You will get great at it. And if you want to get paid from it, you will start making all the money that you want. You don't have to be, and this segues into what I want to say. You don't have to be great at everything. You just need to be great at one thing, because you can you can make it's like it's like let's like Mike Tyson. He was a boxer. He made $400 million from boxing. He didn't make $400 million from stock market. He didn't make $400 million from this, from that. He made $400 million being great at boxing. You know, you look at people like Derek Jeter. He made a boatload of money being great at baseball. You know, Howard Stern. He makes a boatload of money being great at the radio. You know, he did a movie. He did one movie. He was good in that movie, but he's great at the radio. You know, and there's all kinds of examples. Tom Cruise. He's not great at managing whatever. He's great at doing movies. You know. Stephen King, he's great at writing, you know, and so on and so on. These people are great at something. So what you know, my mother used to tell me this, and it's kind of funny because that's when I was at the most, when I was struggling. She said, "You're a jack of all trades and a master at none." And I'm like, yes, I know a lot. You don't have to know everything about everything. You want to know something, one thing about this thing, you know what I mean? Or however you want to put it, you know? You want to be great at something, and then you can branch off from there. And I'm sure we talked about this in the past, but it goes to say that you have to bring it up again, because a lot of times people these days, we all are impatient. You know, the more technology we have, the more kind of you see these people on social media, and sometimes jealousy rears its ugly head, and you're like, why are they so ahead of me? You know, this, that, the other, you know. And so we get frustrated about the thing that we are doing, and then we stop, we quit, and we're like, no, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, if you just keep working on the thing that you are working on, and you get better at it and better at it, then nothing or no one can stop you. And I will tell you about I will tell you about myself. When I first started this podcast, I was thinking, I'm going to do a podcast, I'm going to do videos, I'm going to write blogs, I'm going to write everything. And I tried it, and it just wasn't quite working. So I said, I have to work on one thing. I had to get better at one thing. What am I going to get better at? You know? And I said, you know what? I'm going to get better at this podcast. We're going to do the podcast every day. So I had it set aside for a few months. The videos set aside. I didn't write a whole lot. I focused on getting better with the podcast, and just focus on trying to be the best podcaster, you know, and on the planet. You know, like I said, you know, we're gonna hone this down. We're gonna get this down pat. We're gonna get better, and we're gonna, you know, work on it. And it's paying off, you know. And it's frustrating sometimes that more people don't listen. But hey, I get it. Like, this is a podcast about, you know, online marketing. This is a podcast about you creating a business online. This is about creating content, you know, for your business, for your whatever, anything that you want to do. This is about establishing yourself and establishing a brand. This is a business, not kind of, this is a business, you know, oriented podcast. And a lot of people, you know, they say they want us to start a business, but you know, they really don't. And so people are very flaky when it comes to that. So people are going to come in and people are going to come out. You know what I mean? So I don't expect, and of course, there's no budget. There's no advertising budget. You know, I'm not a known celebrity who has 1 million followers, and I can say, hey, everybody, I'm going to start a podcast on Tuesday, and then we get 100,000 downloads the first week. No, it don't work that way when you're, you know, starting from scratch, starting from ground level zero. So it can get frustrating. I understand, you know, maybe you are doing a YouTube, maybe you're doing a YouTube thing, and it's not going the way you want it to go, but just hang in there and just get better. The only thing you can do is you can get better at your craft, and then people will find you and people will like it, you know. And of course, you have to you have to put yourself out there. Don't get me wrong, but with that kind of combination, and you just getting better and better at it, and you will get to a point, whatever you want to do, you will get to a point where you are good, you are great, and then everything that you're looking for will start rolling in. Like, it's not an exact science. The money's not gonna just pop in. Sometimes, as I told you before, some of us starting this stuff, some of you are gonna make money within a week. Some of us took longer than that. Some people might take even longer than that. Who knows? But at the point of all this is just focus on something. Get better at it. Get good. Get great. Get excellent at it. Be the best of the best, and nothing can stop you. And you always can hang your hat on that. It's like, you don't want to be like, there's very few. There's a reason why, there's not as many variety shows anymore. You know how Saturday Night Live is like a comedy show, but they do different skits and all this stuff. But they used to have these other shows, like variety shows. They would do singing, dancing, skits, and all that kind of stuff, And I remember Cedric the Entertainer. He had one of those shows. It lasted maybe a few episodes. It's the reason why people don't watch those shows anymore. People like to focus on something, like The Sopranos. It's one focus. It's a drama. It's about a family in New Jersey, an Italian family in New Jersey. Mafia family. It's about that. That's the focus. They're not singing. They're not dancing. They're not, hey, James Gandolfini is gonna do magic tricks. He's gonna do bowling next. No, it's one show. It's a drama. We know where it's going. We know where it's headed. It's taking you on a journey about the mafia. Taking you on a journey about a family. And so there's not that many. The days of Sonny and Cher, the variety show, those are a wrap. There's not. It's probably zero. It's probably maybe 1-0 of those shows out. And most shows they have a focus. And so for you, you want to get great at something. You want to be great at something. And then that way you can hang your hat on it. When people interview you, it's like when you start producing content and then other people want to talk to you. They bring you on these podcasts and they go, this person is known for ... If they bring you on a show and they say, this person is known for being a jack of all trades. Really? Now, that doesn't mean you can't branch out about other things, but try to get great at something so that way you can hang your hat on it. All right. Have a focus and just hone in that skill, hone in that craft and work on it. And man, the results will be great. The results will be excellent, So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. Okay. Focus on one thing. Get great at one thing, and it will pay off. Then you could write books. You can branch off from that. It'll be good. It'll be great. Work your magic, work your mojo after that, and then if everything else, see this, I'll tell you the reason why you want to get great at something. Be great at something, because if all else fails, if you try to go, let's say you get great at email marketing. You are an email expert. You are an email wizard. All right. And then so you become a great email person. You start selling courses and, you have all this, and people bring you on podcasts. They bring you on videos. They talk to you. They fly you out and you teach people and all this kind of stuff. And let's say everything else you try to do just blows up, and you have to start over. Well, you have something to hang your hat on, you know what I mean? You're like, hey, I'm great at email marketing. I can do that and get some money back, get money back going, flowing in, So this is why you want to hang your hat on something. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please tell a friend about the best podcast on the planet. Okay. We talk about business. We talk about creating content. We discuss what you need to do to get the job done. We discuss what you need to do in order to make this thing work, which it will work. But the most important thing you need to do is be consistent. All right. But tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out, because these episodes come out on a daily basis. All right. And also, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Go to Facebook. All right. I have a Facebook page, Online Marketing Moves. Go to the page, like the page, share the page with a friend, share a page with your group, with your compadres, your pals. All right. We upload episodes on that on a regular basis. We upload the podcast on the Facebook page on a regular basis. And then once we get more people into the group, we'll start doing more interaction. We'll start asking more questions. We'll start being a little Online Marketing Moves family. We'll start discussing some tactics, some strategies that you can use. If you have questions, you can always go to that Facebook page and ask them. If you have any questions that you want to ask in private, you can always email me, Tony@onlinemarketingmoves.com. Do not be ashamed. Do not be afraid to ask the questions that I keep telling you people. Ask them now before I get super famous, because after that, when I'm drinking Mai Tais on the beach with Denzel, I'm going to act like I don't know you, all right? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the podcast today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We will be back tomorrow with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizano. I appreciate you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.